It's over 10 years already that I took a career transition from chemical engineering into human resource management. One critical question that I'm always being asked, both online and offline, is how were you able to make a successful career transition into human resources? How is that possible? Are there transferable lessons that one can learn? I mean, how would I be able to make a transition from any course of study at all, or any profession or career path that I'm currently on now? How would that be easy to move into another career path? That I'll be discussing on today's episode. In order to make a successful career transition, the very first question you need to ask yourself is, where am I at the moment? Where do I want to get to? Let's take where you are at the moment as point A and where you want to get to, your desired state, as point B. Now, you need to ask yourself the question, why? Why am I where I am at the moment? Why do I want to get to the desired state, which is point B? Why do I want to go from point A to point B in my career journey? Now, your answer of the question why, to a large extent, will be embedded in understanding your personality. In my own case, while I was doing chemical engineering, as a matter of fact, the reason why I did chemical engineering was because I felt I liked chemistry while growing up in the high school, and I did a lot of chemistry and mathematics, and I felt chemical engineering would be suited to me. But unknown to me, in the course of my career, the humanity part of myself, of helping people, impacting individuals, started to show up unconsciously, meaning there is a part of my personality that was expressing itself unconsciously, and I thought I needed to pick a course that I was very good at, but there's another part of my life that was already showing expression, which I needed to get into. And so I needed to get my why right. And getting my why right is understanding that maybe my personality will be suited to the point B I want to get to. So what are the required transitions that I need to go through to be able to move from point A to point B? You need to recognize the fact that the thinking of point A will not take you to point B, meaning the requirement of where you are at the moment would be completely different from where you want to get to. So here I was trying to get a job in human resources. Now, the very first thing I needed to do of getting a foot in the door of an HR job was to say, who would give a chemical engineer a foot in the door of an HR job? Understanding the Nigerian job market to a very large extent, I got to understand that now there are two areas of practicing human resources. You could either practice human resources within an HR consulting outfit or within the HR department of organization. Now, when I narrowed down, I discovered that an HR consulting outfit can give me an opportunity better than internal HR. And the reason is this: for an HR consulting outfit, at the first instance of employing any fresh graduate, they are not really interested in your course of study, but they are interested in your transferable skill, which means that if I studied an engineering course, I can actually be trained to be an accountant, I can be trained to be an HR consultant, I can be trained to do anything simply because I already have transferable skills. I crafted my CV such that it was suited for an entry-level HR role. And most of what I had on my CV were transferable skills. Transferable skills that will be applicable to a job in human resources. After crafting my CV, my HR suited CV, the next point was to put myself in front of my potential employers. In my own case, I took an unconventional route. I researched the MDs of this HR consulting outfit. I addressed my CV in a package to each of the three MDs. Fortunately for me, one became my employer, and that was unconventional because they were unsolicited CV. Now, if you were to do that today, the question you need to start to ask yourself is this: Yours may not be HR. Yours may be a completely different field. But you need to understand, how do I get into that field? You need to ask that question from yourself. Now, the final part is you now taking action. Taking action around that transition. Action in terms of sending that CV. Action in terms of preparing for an interview for that role. Now, let me add this. Now, the fact that you have decided to move from one career path to another does not mean it's going to be easy. That you need to recognize. Now, there's going to be challenges along the way. You must recognize that you have a lot to prove. What do I mean? A chemical engineer and a graduate in human resources, if we both submit our CV for the same job, naturally, because it's an HR job, they will gravitate towards the guy with a degree in human resources, and they will look down on the guy with chemical engineering. So the guy with chemical engineering must be able to prove that he's the best guy for the role from the point of seeing the CV. If he gets an opportunity to do an interview, he must research enough about HR to speak HR, to understand how he's able to connect the dots of chemical engineering into HR. Is he able to bring analytical skills to the table and being able to prove that he can do that job in HR? I want to believe you've been able to learn one thing or the other from today's episode. Peradventure, you need somebody to help you and hold you through your own career transition from wherever field you are. Help you to go from point A to point B in your career journey. Why don't you make use of the opportunity of my 30-minute free career clarity session? Just click in the description below and book that 30-minute career clarity session with me. And yes, we'll be able to find a way together. See you in the next episode.